Walk by the Ocean by Dennis Brutus and The Crucible by Arthur Miller are two works that both portray the same global issue through literary devices. The global issue that each person is a part of the community, and without all working parts, there cannot be justice found within a broken system, is seen throughout both of these works. The broken system seen in this work is apartheid. This event targeted African Americans and separated them from the rest of the white community. Dennis Brutus, along with the well-known Nelson Mandela, were locked up due to their bravery and activism against apartheid. The use of an anaphora with the words without and no at the beginnings of lines 5 through 8 and 20 through to 27 emphasize that without one part, the other component cannot exist. Brutus is demonstrating the importance of brave actions and that with one leader, the community will hopefully fall behind. There is strength in numbers, and with numbers, injustice can be put to rest. The use of imagery in lines 5 through 8 with the ocean, ocean spray, ocean waves, and ocean foam help the reader imagine that without one component of the ocean, the rest cannot exist. This is very similar to the use of the anaphora. However, the reader can visualize the point on a basic level, making it easier to understand. This connects back to the global issue because Dennis Brutus and Nelson Mandela were leaders who were hopeful that the community would fall behind. Without these leaders, people may not have spoken up and followed behind them to fight against this injustice. They were all working parts of the community that helped end apartheid and create justice for society. The use of symbolism in lines 34 through 37 talk about how humans are God when it states we are all one, God is all, we are all God. And the use of this symbolism shows that everyone needs to work together as a whole, and each individual person is a working part. Without these working parts, we cannot function. This can also be compared for people to understand as a car. Without the brakes, without the acceleration, the car as a whole cannot work. It is not a car. It is just a piece of metal. Similar to Walk by the Ocean, The Crucible depicts a tale of witchcraft and unfair accusations. People that were angry with one another, or people who wanted revenge, would accuse others of practicing witchcraft or being a witch. There was no such thing as witches, however, people used this idea to rationalize their accusations. John Proctor was accused of witchcraft in this work, which accounts for the injustice and broken system. He wasn't the only one targeted, and the reasons behind the accusations weren't fair. John was done with the lies and injustice, so he spoke up against the court, which many were afraid to do due to the executions or being shunned from society. The use of an anaphora is seen throughout these lines. The word because is used at the beginning of 3 consecutive lines to show that John Proctor is done with them and that he is done being subjected to the unfair truth. The use of a metaphor is used when the line reads, because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang. There may not be actual dust on the bottom of these people's feet. This just emphasizes that these people who were executed are forgotten about, and the reasons behind the executions are left behind. Repetition of the word lies is also seen throughout these lines. The use of repetition emphasizes what the community was living through during this time. The truth was vague and in some cases didn't exist. Lies were being told and the truth was being twisted as a result of anger, revenge, and impulse. This connects to the global issue because the lies being told that related to witchcraft was the broken system that people were too afraid to change, even though it was for the better and could save lives. Walk by the Ocean focuses on the thought process and belief that without something, the other cannot exist. In Dennis Brutus's case, without a strong and confident leader, the rest of the community will not follow because they were fearful of what would happen if they spoke up, such as execution or being shunned from society, and this was already adding on to the cruel punishments that they were facing. The Crucible focuses on the physical aspect in case that people will obey unfair laws because they were worried about the backlash of speaking up against injustice and higher powers such as the court. John Proctor realized what was going on and gained the power and strength to speak the truth even though he knew what could happen. The community and other people realized what was going on. However, they were too scared to make the first move or speak the first word towards justice. Even though these two works took place in different times and had different overall themes, they both portray the idea that each person was a working part of the community, and without all working parts, there could not be justice towards the unfair and cruel punishment towards others.